Behind the scenes.
So this is just a quick behind the scenes look or making of video for our first OpenBin original short film titled Hollow. We decided to go for a generic horror short, that way we could keep it under 5 minutes while still experimenting on some new camera shots, lighting setups, etc. I know that when we as a team watch films and video pieces online that our first instinct is to try and figure out how it was done. We love to see the behind the scenes videos, and so we figured that if videos like this one could provide a little insight and knowledge for even just one person, it'd be worth it. Because the film itself was short enough, we were aiming to shoot it over the course of one night. It was shot with a very minimal crew and just one cast member, me. I'd written the script and so took charge on directing it also. David acted as the DOP, Tony is the assistant camera, and Cathal was on sound. We all helped with the gear and different things on set also, just to help the shoot go as smoothly as possible. You kinda have to when you've got a small team like that. In terms of the gear, it was all our own. The camera was the Sony A7S Mark II, the lenses were some Sangyang cinema lenses, and the tripod was, well, a tripod I bought on Amazon. The lights were a combination of redhead film lights as well as some newer LED panels. We set up the film lights outside the house to act as moonlight. We had to mess around with the filters in order to get the intensity of the moonlight right in the hallway. The LED panels were used as a fill light in places like the kitchen and the hallway. After that, we just used some simple practical lighting in the kitchen as well as some bedroom light to stream out into the hallway. Our dolly was your typical homemade dolly, which was made with a piece of wood, some skateboard wheels and some screws and brackets. It was our first time using it and it worked better than we thought. The tripod sits on top, which makes it easy to transition from dolly shots to tripod shots. It took some time to get used to using the dolly with the tripod, but the shots turned out pretty smooth. We didn't want to overuse it, we wanted the dolly shots to be motivated, which we could pair with some static tripod shots. The long tracking shot was shot on the Ronin M. We set it up using the app and then David chased me through the house while I was trying to escape. We were able to lock the tilt and roll options on the Ronin, which meant the only thing affected by David's movements were the pan. Props were pretty minimal. We had 2 cups, which meant we had 2 shots at breaking them. The second time we timed the drop with me falling over, which worked better than me starting on the ground, which we did for the first break. It just didn't look realistic enough. For sound, we recorded the little dialogue that there was while recording the action, but all other sounds were recorded separately. We went down through the script and made a list of every sound you'd hear and then recorded them beforehand while we were waiting for it to get dark. We did 2 or 3 takes of each sound and then picked the one that worked best. I kept in mind to mimic the action I did while filming, and if I did something a little differently while filming, then we just went back and recorded that sound again. Slower again?
That one was good.
Some sounds we missed. For instance, the sound of the curtain opening was just a different take of the sheet hitting the floor. You'd be surprised how well certain sounds fit with certain actions. You have to get creative with it, even if that means using vegetables to mimic the sound of an alien like in A Quiet Place. After we went through the shot list and recorded the sounds, all that was left was to wait for it to get dark and to get to work. It was nice not having to worry about background noise or changing light. It made it an easy shoot to start with. If you're shooting a first short or just getting started, try to control as much as you can while filming. Don't leave the success of your shoot down to whether it rains or whether it's windy or too sunny, at least for the first one. So that was Hollow. The film is linked below if you want to watch the full thing, and we'll have another short out very soon.